So I am a big fan of the Fallout franchise, and with the release of the teaser trailer for Fallout 76, I wanted to make a video talking about what we know so far, rumours, and just my general thoughts and ideas of what the game could be, because one thing is clear, this is not your normal Fallout game. So where to start, really, with Fallout 76? I think the biggest point is what type of game it is. As you can see on screen, a tweet was released by Jason here, a news editor for Kotaku, who said, "I think it's really important to reiterate this. Anyone who spends the next 2 weeks expecting Fallout 76 to be a new traditional single-player RPG will be very disappointed." So this was the biggest and most obvious sign showing this isn't your usual Fallout game. An article was then released by Kotaku, as you can see on screen, saying sources, Fallout 76 is an online survival RPG which is going more along the DayZ, Rust kind of genre of things. With this news, I'm not really sure how I'm feeling about that. Those types of games are not my favourite, and I'm not entirely sure if it will fit for a Fallout game, originating from within the vault, depending whether it's inside the vault or outside. Maybe a bit of both, that's my best guess. The one piece of reassurance for this I have is that these games, like DayZ and Rust, they were in early access, and they have been for years. Rust has only just come out of early access, DayZ is still in early access, and they're on Steam. And Bethesda, I mean, they're a studio which produce AAA title games. Which are mostly polished. Of course, this is taking away from the fact that their games include bugs and glitches, which I would just like to label Bethesda charm, I guess. They're not exactly game breaking. It's not going to stop you from playing the game 99% of the time. So there is always hope that the game they produce is of a higher level and a higher polish than an early access game that is being updated every week, every month from a smaller studio. Not to knock them, but you expect more from Bethesda, which is a good thing and a bad thing. So of course, if this is an online survival RPG, which of course from multiple sources is heavily implied, then it will be very interesting to see what is produced. I personally, for one, would love to see a Left 4 Dead type Fallout game, with 4 of your friends or 3 of your friends and you. I'd spend money on that, but of course, that's not what this is implying. We're just going to have to cross our fingers, have a little faith in Bethesda and wait and see for their E3 conference. So that's pretty much it about the game itself, what type of game it is. I guess I'll just go over things from the trailer and the normal ideas and thoughts. So, what is Vault 76? Lore and mentions from Fallout 3 and 4, plus some research online, will tell you that Vault 76 has 500 occupants and is one of the more normal vaults. I'll put that in like quotation marks because some of the vaults there's a couple ones that you'd class as normal, and of course some that you definitely wouldn't, with all the experiments going on with them. So it's going to be like Vault 101, more of a normal vault. This one has about 500 people in it. The location is heavily implied from the trailer. Take Me Home Country Roads indicates that the game is in West Virginia, and from this screenshot I'm showing now is the Fallout 76 Twitter page, and you can see their location, it says West Virginia. So I'd put a lot of money on that to say that's where the game will be set. The game is also set 25 years after the Great War, which started quite a long time before that. As you can see on the clock in the trailer on the terminal, it shows you that date, so we know when this is being set. So of course this is 2102 on the 27th of October. So yeah, this is even set before the first Fallout game, which is set in 2161 when the Vault Dweller emerges from Vault 13. So we're going to be seeing the world very differently. Of course, you know what kind of place it is in Fallout 1, but because it's not that open world first and third person game from Bethesda, it was developed by a completely different studio and created by them, and it's a different world. So it'll be very interesting to see what take it has, and I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Other things to take away from the trailer is that you can see that the Fallout 4 game engine is being used for this. So I wouldn't say the same game engine would be used for a large online game like an MMO, because that, in my opinion, I think that'd be a bit too demanding for most computers, because most computers can't run Fallout 4 ultra settings 60 FPS anyway. So if it was going to be an MMO like most MMOs, you get that graphical like turn down. So you have a look at WoW, Elder Scrolls Online, other things like that. They're not the same kind of graphical strain as something like Witcher or, you know, Fallout 4. So yeah, I wouldn't see that being used for a large online game, but I could definitely see it being used in a small area or a map with a certain amount of players. Yeah, I doubt the game will be set completely in a vault. I think that could get very old very quickly aesthetically, and I think people would not like that. You know, people want to see the outside world. All we've seen in this trailer is a vault, so you can't really complain about that. So my best guess is that it would be inside the vault and outside. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it really. This is the obvious stuff that you can see from the trailer. I'm not going to be pulling from strands and stuff, just trying to, you know, go for the smallest details, because sometimes there are details and sometimes there are details that mean things. So this is just a gloss over really. I mean, I just thought I'd share my thoughts with this, since I love talking about the game, but I'm confident and skeptical at the same time. You know, people don't like it when their favourite game or genre is changed. Of course, you always have the people that if it was changed, they'll complain that it's different, and if it wasn't, they'll complain it's the same. But yeah, that's about it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I think this is just a quick video just to gloss over just the basics really, just a couple of my ideas. But I guess we'll see what Bethesda produce in 2 weeks' time at their E3 conference, and just fingers crossed that they just make something completely different and something that we can enjoy for a long time, like all the previous Fallout games. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll be talking to you guys soon.
Country roads, take me home, country roads.
In Vault 76, our future begins.